with multiplication of fractions. This is grade 5, Singapore Math, page 83. Let's, again, as always, start with a word problem. Mike has 5 pieces of molding that are each 3 3/4 feet long. 3 3/4 each. What is the total length of molding that he has? Of course, give your expression, give your answer in the simplest form. My friends, 3 3/4 each. 3 3/4, 3 3/4, each of the 5. Clearly, this is a multiplication problem. They do have a solution for you. However, I'm going to present it on the board. I'm going to present it on the whiteboard. So 3 3/4 is a mixed number. If we want to multiply it 5 times to find the total length, there are 2 ways to go about it. Method 1. Method 1. As always, just like when we added and subtracted mixed numbers, how do we deal with mixed numbers? One of the ways is to convert it to improper fraction. So 3 3/4 results in 15 quarters. 15 quarters altogether. 15 quarters taken 5 times. Well, the math is a little bit ugly here, but it is 75 over 4. And 75 over 4, 4 goes into 75. To be precise, 18 times, right? Let's simplify our answer. It is 18 1/4, okay? So we can say altogether it's 18 1/4 feet long. My friends, so this method I call, I would say, convert mixed number to improper fraction. Convert, convert mixed number into improper fraction. Improper fraction. Okay? That's one method. And it's very useful, except very frequently you start doing lots of mathematics. And when you do a lot of 2-digit mathematics, you, my friends, in 5th grade make a lot of mistakes. Anybody would make a lot of mistakes. So maybe we can find a simpler way for the same problem. Find a simpler solution. Here comes method 2. Method 2, I would call it break up the number. Break up into parts, right? And multiply part by part. We've done this when we do mental math of whole numbers. So method 2, by the way, this is method 2 is right above. So I'm going to keep writing the original equation, 3 3/4 multiplied times 5. Well, let's think of 3 3/4 as to 2 parts. 3 is your whole number, and 3/4 is this fractional part. And let's do step by step. Let's multiply each part times 5, right? Let's multiply each part times 5. So 3 times 5 gives you 15, and 3/4 times 5, well, we just learned it, it's going to give you 15 quarters, which is the same as 3 and 3 times 4, 12, 3/4, 3 3/4, okay? I think I made a mistake there. So, and of course, we need to put these parts together. So it's the same as 15 and 15 quarters, which is the same as 18 3/4, okay? Notice what we've done. We've used our distributive property. I'm going to show you. First, we multiplied 5 times 3, and then we multiplied 5 times 3/4, okay? I like this method because I think it allows you to work with easier numbers. Let's flip to the next page, page 84, and again, we have a geometry type of problem. Again, we have a rectangular rug. Oh, thank God for rectangular rugs. That measures 4 meters, right? That's your 4 meters by 2 2/3 of a meter, right? 2 2/3 of a meter. So we do have our length, we have our width, and of course, and to find the area, we need to multiply length times width. So what does it mean? In our case, let me create some more space. Let's multiply 4 times 2 2/3. Again, I'm going to show both ways. Method 1. I do like this method quite a lot. Let's break up 2 2/3 into its whole and fractional part. And then let's multiply 4 times, right? Let's multiply each part 4 times. So 2 times 4 is easy, that's 8. And 2/3 times 4 gives you 8/3, which is the same as 2 and 2/3, right? 2 and 2/3. 2 and 2/3. And of course, let's not forget to put those two partial products together. 8 and 2 and 2/3 will give us 10 and 2/3. So it is 10 and 2/3 of a meter square. My friends, take a look at what we've done. We've used the distributive property, which we've done 4 multiplied times 2 and 4 multiplied by 2/3. And then, of course, we put the two partial products back together, right? By adding them up, Again, now we have problem number 12. Find the product of 6 and 2 and 5/12. Again, we're working with a mixed number. 6 and 2 and 5/12. Well, there are two ways of working on it, right? One way, look what they've done here. They said 2 and 5/12 is the same converted to the mixed number. They use that method. Convert 2 and 5/12 into the mixed number of 29/12. And then we learned it in the last lesson. 6 and 12, right? The numerator and denominator, they're both divisible by 6, which gives us 1. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 12 divided by 6 is 2. So we end up with a fairly easy number, 29/2. And 29/2 is 14 and a half. Okay, now let's practice number 13. I am only going to do the bottom part of number 14. Let's make this video much shorter than the previous one. I think the previous one turned out to be too long for my own good. Okay, I personally would love to use the distributive method. You can do whatever you want at this point. However, my suggestion when we're dealing with times 7, times 15, times 6, these are fairly not so large. 15 is definitely large. Let's see what we can do. So let's use the distributive property. 7 times 3 and 7 times 3/4. So which will give us, I'm just going to write it down like that. 7 times 3 gives you 21, and 3 times 7/4, which simplifies into 21 stays the same. 21/4, right? 3 times 7 is 21, and that simplifies into 21 plus 4 and a quarter, resulting in 25 and 1/4. And that is our answer, okay? 25 and 1/4. Let's try to put it in a beautiful circle. Next example, E. 1 and 3/10 times 15. Again, I suggest you practice this distributive property, which we've done for whole numbers, 1 times 15 and 3/10 times 15. So this would come up to an equivalent of 15. 1 times 15 is 15, plus 3 times 15 over 10. So let's simplify, right? 15 stays the same. Again, simplify before you multiply. That was the topic of last lesson on the previous page, 82, 83. 15 and 10, they have a common factor. Greatest common factor is 5. Let's reduce our fraction and let's rewrite it. This gives us 15 divided by 5 becomes 3 times 3. And 10 divided by 5 gives us only 2. So we have 15 plus 9 halves, which is the same as 15 plus 4 and a half. And it gives us 19 and a half. Let's put our answer into a circle. Finally, example F. Example F. Again, I encourage you to use the distributive property because I believe it gives you simpler math. First, multiply 6 times the whole part, which is 4, and then times 5/8. So let's go for it. 6 times 4 equals 24, plus 6 times 5 over 8. Well, 6 times 5 doesn't look such a bad number. 24, let's simplify it, is 38. And that gives you, we can simplify 38 as divide by 2, and it becomes 15/4. quarters, right? We can simplify it like that. So now we have 24 plus 15 quarters is the same as 3 and 3 quarters. And the answer is 27 and 3 quarters. I hope you found this lesson useful. Again, I am using the distributive property. I say break up the mixed numbers into the whole and fractional part, multiply step by step. You are free to use the method where we convert the mixed number into improper fraction. I like this method better because it allows us to simplify and work with smaller numbers. Have a great day, my friends.